a 3-in-1 decrease. That's decreasing 2 stitches at one time. I'm going to show you 6. Would be a left-leaning decrease. A left-leaning decrease means that you have this right stitch on top. So to do that, I'm going to slip the first stitch and I'm going to knit 2 together and pass the stitch over. Okay. So the second way to do a left-leaning decrease, remember you got to have this one on top, so would be to turn that one and you have a left-leaning decrease. The first one is the one that I have here in this project right here, and it leaves a really nice ridge. It's really pretty, and I think it really enhances the lace. I used to always do center decreases until I discovered that there's different ways to do decreases, and they don't always have to be symmetrical to be beautiful. The next decrease is a right-leaning decrease. And to make a right-leaning decrease, you have to have the stitch on the far left on top. So the first way I'm going to show you is to go through all 3 stitches. When you go through all 3 stitches, you just need to make sure that you open up the stitches so you can give them a little pull on the bottom here, open them up. You need to make sure that you go through all 3, so you can check that on the back that you've picked up all 3. You need to make a snug wrap around the barrel and keep it close to the intersection there, and just pull that through, and then it's really easy to pull it through all 3 stitches at the same time. Now, another way to do this, and that would be to knit 2 together here, slip that stitch back on the left needle, and pass the stitch over, and that will give you a different looking right-leaning decrease. The third 3-in-1 decrease I'm showing you is a center decrease. And to make a center 3-in-1 decrease, that means this center stitch has to be on top. So the first way to do that would be to slip 2 at a time, knit 1, and pass those 2 stitches over. And that will give you a really nicely seated center decrease. It looks a little wiggly here because I have these left-leaning decreases under it, but it gives you a perfectly symmetrical center decrease. Okay, the other way to do a centered decrease is to slip, slip, knit those 2 together, and pass the stitches over, and then you get a centered decrease. The final way to do a 3-in-1 decrease and a 3-in-1 centered decrease is to slip these 2 stitches 2 at a time, put them back on the needle, and knit 3 together. And that gives you another beautiful centered decrease stitch. You may have noticed that I allow some of the underlying stitches in my 3-in-1 decreases to be twisted, and this just helps the decrease to look a lot neater and tidier.